Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning, khushamdeed, ji ayanu, goedemorgen.
Bakhair agale, ni hao, tune chumme, washmale, ohio gozaimasu, guten morgen, hola, bonjour, privyet, kaifa hal, hale shuma chatore, ahlan wa sahlan, marhaba, buna, mucho, gracias, swabia, balli karaya. And thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to PTB World. You watching World this morning, alongside the very fantastic, the very amazing, the very superb, the very energetic, the very well learned as well. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the one and only Miss Shiza Hashmi. Hello, Shiza. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you so much for asking. And what about you? And also, thank you for making my day with the compliments. I think it does work early in the morning, especially.
But you do look great as well,
Thank
and
you.
every day you probably put in a lot of effort as well,
I
and which
try.
is very evident on screen. So for everybody out there, we hope that you're going to have a wonderful day today.
Yeah.
You're always in our prayers as well. May you be in the other 45 countries, because this is the 46th then as well. So ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you're going to have a great start to your day as well over here in
Yes.
Pakistan. It's Thursday morning over here in Islamabad. The weather is just, it's changing, but I think that I like the weather the way it is these days.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, I do really love winter, but I'm waiting for that, yes. But this one specifically, I am enjoying because we're not, of course, on with the fans or ACs.
Yeah.
And we're not into, like, sweaters yet,
Yeah.
which is a good balance to strike right now. But other than that, I want to talk about something else,
Yeah,
though,
go
rather ask your opinion on it.
Yeah.
So a few days back, I came across a thing. So I was literally, Googling how to save and whatnot because I'm really, really bad
Yeah.
with saving, okay?
Yeah.
So somewhere it said that if both the husband and the wife earn,
Yeah.
so like just spend one person's salary throughout the month and just directly save the other person's salary without even, cashing it. Is it funny to you?
Are you?
Isn't it a
no,
good way to
No,
say?
I think that in this case, it's just the husband who's actually going to spend all the money and the wife gets to keep her salary. Is
No, it's
that
not
what
her-
you're saying? Because, okay, I'm going to tell you
Okay,
this.
okay.
I'm going to tell you this. Because I think that, when I got married, this was a mutual decision, and we decided that, okay, because I'm a spendthrift myself, and I just cannot save. So it was my wife's responsibility to save a lot of money.
Okay.
And she kind of did that too as well. But every now and then, when God forbid I needed it, she didn't have money for me. And she was like, all my savings are not for you. I was like,
Really?
I mean, this is not fair. So this is what I was referring to, that,
Oh, I get it.
if both the husband and the wife are earning, and if it's only the husband who's going to spend his salary, imagine that if he's going to ask you one day that, I actually need a little bit of money, would you be giving him whatever money you've saved?
Of course, but here's the thing. I
My
get your
wife didn't
point.
give me.
I get your point, but what I mean to say, it can be vice versa.
Yeah,
as
it
well.
is, it is.
So my point being, I'm really bad at saving, and it's not just after marriage. I've been really bad at saving ever since I was a student or a kid as well.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips on how to do that? Because I know for a reason you're not into overspending or wasting money as well.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. But I think everybody goes through this phase, ladies and gentlemen, where we actually have to experiment for ourselves as well. And there was a time when, obviously, my father actually used to give me 100 rupees
For your
probably
school?
every morning for my university.
Okay.
For school, me and my sister used to get 5 rupees, and we had to
Same
divide
here.
it amongst each other as
Aw.
well. I think that was a little hard on us. But yes, so in university, I only used to get 100 rupees. Didn't have a lot of money to kind of spend, and I think that was a good thing, because we didn't really got detract from whatever we were doing. Having a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen, can actually lead to quite a lot of disasters as well, God forbid.
Yeah, that's true.
So what happened was that when I started earning for myself, and there were things which I wanted to do, so I started doing all of those things as well, and I was overspending, and then I was calling back home, and I was like, hey, you know what, I'm done with my money, and can I have a little more? So my father would send me a little more to, just give me a cushion, because it was early on in my career, but he wouldn't send me as much as I would want.
Okay.
So then I kept on spending, and I kept on spending, and then there was this time when I actually realized that, I actually have to save for myself and for my future. And if there are people out there who are not thinking about their future, ladies and gentlemen, today is the right time when you actually think about your future. And there are these arguments, people say, you do not know whether you're going to live tomorrow or not.
This is what I was about to
Yeah,
say.
but even
there
if
are
you're
two
not
sides of
going,
the
yeah,
story.
but even if you're not going to live, your kids are going to live at least. You need to
Exactly.
leave something behind for them. So the number one rule, and the only rule for saving is, ladies and gentlemen, so that whatever amount you get in your account, make sure that you separate the saving amount in the first place, and then go for spending.
Right, even if you have to struggle with the left money throughout
Yep.
the month as well. Because, if you want to adapt this habit, you definitely have to push yourself in the beginning, especially if you're a person like me who has never done, anything like this before in terms of saving. So I think it's going to be hard in the first few months to adopt that particular discipline in your life that you've never had.
Exactly.
Well, if you guys have any tips, I would love to hear from you. Do write to us to let us know. We'll share the links towards the end of the show as well. But I think this is something a lot of people go through, not only the married ones, but like I mentioned, students especially, because there's like a certain small amount of pocket money that you get for weekly, probably sometimes
Exactly.
monthly, and you have to make do in that. So maybe we should, we can actually.
I
learn
think
good things
there's
from
one
each
more
other.
piece of advice as well, because when I couldn't control my spending habits, ladies and gentlemen, so what I did was that I actually got a credit card from a bank.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether how many people agree with having a credit card or not, but it
don't.
totally did work out for me. And what I did was that for whatever amount I could actually withdraw on the credit card, what I did was that I actually went to an electric shop, and where my father actually sits down and watches TV, his TV was very old as well.
Okay.
So kind of spend all the money on that one television, and then gradually, for all of that money which was coming in, I was trying to fill in for the credit card.
Okay,
And now I've got this chain that where the amount of cash which comes in, I just deposit it to my credit card and then spend it through my card.
Okay.
Not really money, so I don't keep liquid cash on me at all. So eventually towards the end, even in the credit card, I have a limit where I can probably go beyond, God forbid if
Got
there's
it.
emergency, and otherwise I'm just saving my liquid cash.
I think that does make sense. I'm going to try that out probably next month. Not
Because
really
if you
sure.
because if you're not going to pay monthly, they're going to charge you some
Yeah, of
different
course.
charges as well. So you have to pay in within 15 or 20 days as well, so that there are no extra charges.
Now, I'm going to use your tip for the next month, yes, for sure. But I can't promise though, because I'm very, very bad at it. It's literally not that I spend it on myself in terms of my clothes,
Yeah.
makeup or whatnot, but it just happens to go away.
But you
it
do have to
doesn't-
spend on your clothes and makeup.
I have to because of the job, but it's not like overspending, you know what I mean? Other than that, now this is a beautiful month, ladies and gentlemen, especially for all the Muslims out there throughout the world. This month is Rabiul Awal, so close to our hearts. And Shahzad, what are we doing about it today?
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, Muslims all over the world, I think that it's a month full of blessings. All the months are full of blessings as well, alhamdulillah. But this one is a special one as well, and it's because of the fact that the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam falls in this month as well. This is the third month in the Islamic calendar. And ladies and gentlemen, just to get the feeling, what we're going to do is that we are very lucky that we've actually been joined by Naat Khan over here. But before we move on to him, I think that we have two wonderful ladies over here, and we want to introduce them to you as well. So ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, because what do you save money for? That was the question when I started saving money. So the answer was that I'm going to save enough money that I can actually have my own business and I can invest in my own business as well. That's why I was saving. There always needs to be a purpose behind saving. If you do not have a purpose, it means that you really do not need to save properly as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so for the amount of money I was saving, I was investing it on my production house, I was investing it on my music videos, probably doing some photo shoots and getting myself out in the market as well. So, with different years, you have different goals as well. So please make sure that you do that. But over here, these two amazing, wonderful ladies who've joined us over here, we're going to ask them whether they did save money or is it out of their father's or husband's pocket as well. But ladies and gentlemen, today we're actually going to talk about the robust ecosystem of the startups. Whether do we have an enabling environment over here in Pakistan? Are people more into having their own startups as well? Are people more looking forward to being an entrepreneur? That's something which we'll be sharing.
And especially in the pandemic, I mean, was it a good time for the startups to probably start something new or even sustain themselves over this period? So many questions.
Exactly. So just yesterday we had Ms. Sabohi Ali as well, who actually happened to have lost her job during the COVID time, and then she came up with this idea of kitchen gardening and eco-friendly gardening as well, and it took off for her as well. So ladies and gentlemen, we have success stories over here in the studios with us. We're very lucky to have been joined by them. So very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, she happens to be an entrepreneur. She is Ms. Ramsha Yunus. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Walaikum assalam, good morning. How are you?
I'm absolutely perfect, but one question only,
Yes.
a simple answer. Did you save money to have your own business?
Most definitely I
Most
did.
definitely
that's
she did. Wow,
nice.
wonderful. See, that's how things work, ladies and gentlemen. It's not even okay to go back to your parents every now and then and ask for money. They don't like it, okay? when you're all grown up. Alongside Ms. Ramsha, ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by another entrepreneur as well. She is Ms. Noor Sabah. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Walaikum assalam, good morning.
Thank you very much for joining us. So the same
you.
question, did you save money to have your own business?
Not much, but my husband helped me a lot.
Wow, so
That's
he
nice.
saved money, yeah?
Yes.
I think that's wonderful. And last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, the Nath Koi himself, Mr. Muhammad Waqas. Hello, assalamu alaikum, good morning.
وعلیکم السلام ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. مولوی
کیا حال ہے آپ کا؟ ٹھیک
جی
ہے؟
الحمدللہ.
کیا سنائیں گے آج آپ؟
آپ کو ایک نعت رسول مقبول صلی اللہ علیہ
بسم اللہ کیجیے.
دل الفت سرکار بسانے کے لیے ہے، جان آپ کی حرمت پہ لوٹانے کے لیے ہے، پیغام سناتی ہے یہی آیا تطہیر، پیغام سناتی ہے یہی آیا تطہیر، عزت میرے آقا کے گھرانے کے لیے ہے، عزت میرے آقا کے گھرانے کے لیے ہے، ہم امتی ان کے ہیں تو کیسے رہے محروم، ہم امتی ان کے ہیں تو کیسے رہے محروم، جب ان کا کرم سارے زمانے کے لیے ہے، جب ان کا کرم سارے زمانے کے لیے ہے، سرور جو بلاوا نہیں آیا کئی دن سے، سرور جو بلاوا نہیں آیا کئی دن سے، یہ تیری طلب اور بڑھانے کے لیے ہے، یہ تیری طلب اور بڑھانے کے لیے ہے، جان آپ کی حرمت پہ لوٹانے کے لیے ہے.
سبحان اللہ.
Jazakallah, Jazakallah. This was beautiful. MashaAllah, you recited it beautifully. All right, so Shahzad, now coming back to, when we said that we have some amazing entrepreneurs over here in the studios. Here's the thing. I think you began with the right question, did you save or not?
Yeah.
But other than that, there are so many things that it takes to start one's own business.
Yeah.
So, Ramsha, let's begin with you. When was it, first of all, name your, of course, started
Yes.
as well.
Dextract
Let us
Technologies.
know what?
Yes.
Sorry?
Dextract Technologies.
Yes.
You got that right.
What inspired you to start it and when did you do it?
So basically, we got it formally registered back in 2019. It's just a year-old startup.
Wow.
But the idea was honestly budding for quite some years now.
Okay.
During my master's degree, I was doing this thesis, and it was basically to enable the disabled community as well. So what Dextract basically does is we are manufacturing these, in layman terms, these robotic hands for upper limb amputees.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
brilliant.
Yes. So it's basically to help them live their life in a much better way.
Okay.
So that inspiration came from, because in Pakistan we see a lot of amputees in our general environment, in roadsides, plus the kind of history with blasts and the accident history Pakistan has had since 2001. It's very tragic to see every day in news day and night, so many people losing parts of their body. And it's a very, very tragic, both physically and psychologically, on the subject. Yes. If we get even a little scratch on our hand or our knee, we just don't want to move for days. We want anybody else to do all our chores.
Exactly.
And imagine that situation for somebody for the rest of their lives. So it's a very traumatic incident to come out of it.
Yes,
And it's very important as a community for us to work together and support all these people to build them up to come back in the economy, because it's very important to come back to life.
Wow.
It's brilliant, Ramsha. It's really good for us to see that people like you actually feel this way, because
you
this
so
is
much.
something we all need to think about, and this is how you're including them. And you
Yes.
know, we've actually been in conversation with a lot of people who are now differently abled, I want to say, or have unfortunately lost some parts of their body to
We-
accidents, like you said.
We term
And
them
all they
especially
want to-
abled, actually.
especially able,
Yes.
of course. And all they want to, you know, the first thing that they say that they want from the society is inclusion
Yes.
and acceptance.
Social acceptability is
Absolutely.
one key requirement that they want. They don't want any fancy equipments on their body. They don't want any high-tech facilities or supports. They just want that when they go out in public, they don't want to be stared at by
Exactly.
people, which
Absolutely.
is very important.
Which is why I think that Dextrac actually needs to play a very important role as well, and make sure that the kind of robotic arms or hands they're making, that they look absolutely
Definitely.
normal as well. So
Yes.
what kind of technologies have you brought in as well? What kind of expertise do you require for such a business? Because it's a business which has a lot of demand these days as well. And
yes,
God
it's-
forbid, it's not just over here in Pakistan, it's all over the world. So
Exactly.
for you to come up with this idea and then make sure that, you know, you're going to fulfill your dream of changes people's life. How many people's life have you changed so far through Dextrac Technologies?
To be very honest, we're still working on it because the pandemic has set us behind, like a year behind on the timeline.
Yeah.
And since I've told you it's just a year-old startup, it's still very new. The
Yeah.
baby is still very new. But the demand, as you've said, is very imminent.
Yeah.
The work is being done globally, but what issue that we have in Pakistan is when we import certain equipments or these products from outside, we get levied with a lot of taxes because it's an electronic device. It's
Yeah.
not considered a health tech support yet in Pakistan. So an electronic device has a lot of customs and duties over
Yes.
it. There is no facility which is manufacturing them indigenously in Pakistan.
Okay.
So what we're focusing is to make something right here in Pakistan, which is very low cost, because when we're utilizing the available resource over here in Pakistan, we get to cut down a lot on the cost. And in that way, we're able to target the middle and lower middle class, which is the major chunk of all these disability community. So that's very important.
Yes, it's very important, and that's brilliant. Of course, Ramsha, you have this vision. We'll definitely come back to that.
Thank you
But
so
now
much.
moving on to Noora Saba. Can I call you Saba?
Yes, you should.
All right. So Saba, your startup is called Plate 101. Let us know when you started it. And Plate 101, when we listen of it, we think of, well, it's a food place. Of course, we
Yeah.
can order stuff from there. But what is the main idea behind it?
We started Plate 101 because my husband owned a software house for last 9 to 10 years.
Okay.
So what we saw there, that we see many people struggle around, specifically those people who are away from their homes in pursuit of their careers and studies. And one of the biggest problems they face is affordability and accessibility to home cooked food.
Okay.
So I used to be financial blogger few years back
Mashallah.
for US based stock market, but then I took a little break, and then I discussed this with my husband that this problem does not exist only in our office. It's a huge problem,
Right.
especially in metropolitan cities. And so the idea of Plate 101 hit in our mind in a way that why not people who are already cooking at home, specifically women, because it's a social setup that mostly women cook at
Yes,
their home.
mostly, yes.
So what if they are able to come online and sell their home cooked meals, and they can actually make money? And what if the same people who want healthy home cooked food in reasonable prices, they can order food from there? So then we started Plate 101. It's an
Nice.
online marketplace, and it's a mobile application.
Okay.
So
And you started it in 2018, was it?
yes, 2018.
So
Are
if-
you liking it so far? Sorry, Shazad,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
cutting you
alright.
over here. It's been 2 years now, mashallah.
Yes.
And I think you can actually draw the right comparison of during and before the pandemic as well. So how was the business during that?
During the pandemic, the business might have boomed a lot.
I think so, yes.
So initially, people were hesitant. Our home chefs, we call them homepreneurs.
Okay.
They were also, and some of our customers. And then, due to the strict lockdown in
Yeah.
the start, we have to close our services for 1 month.
Aw.
Then we started in Ramzan, and initially it was little bit slow. Than before, but now it's
Back
taking
on track.
yes, it's
Yeah,
back on track.
but you know that in a business of such sort, you know, there are a lot of things which you really need to be careful about. I mean, for example, if I am to order food from somebody else's home, I do not know about the kind of oil they're using. I do not know whether they've washed their hands, whether, you know, the vegetables they used were clean or not, whether the food was hygienic, whether the chicken they're using was dead 4 days ago or probably was a live chicken which they just brought
Oh,
in,
no.
whether things are fresh or not. So how are you making sure that all of these things are being looked after?
So first of all, we planned very thoroughly before starting this. So not everyone is allowed to sell on our platform.
Okay.
We have a complete verification process specifically for our home chef that take 3 to 4 days, and then we send them proper verification SOPs, and then we conduct capacity building sessions. Before pandemic, we used to
Yeah.
do it twice in a month
Yeah.
with 10 to 15 women newly on board, and then we guide them about the packaging of the food. You can order from any one of our 300 home chefs, but
300?
you
That's
will
amazing.
receive the same quality, same quantity, same packaging.
wow.
And then obviously, and the best thing is it's the same food they have cooked for their own family. So sometimes
They're making extra, basically.
a little bit extra,
Okay.
because we don't give them sell guarantee.
No, but
so
this
it's the same food they have cooked for their
But
own
this
family.
is something
they
we can
share
never be
just some
sure,
portion out
about.
of it.
This is something we can never be sure about. I mean, I have a chef at my place. I get registered with you. I tell him that, you know, hey, you know what? Just cook this for today and cook this for me today as well. You know, so because you guys are not there, I've seen a lot of households. I'm very sorry that I'm going to say that, but you know, they're dirty and they do not look after their kids. Their kids do not wash their hands. They pee wherever they want to pee. You know, so there are these problems, and you're not on their heads. You're not looking at them, and you don't know what they're going to do. So I'm never going to have. I'm sorry that I have to say this. It's good that it's your initiative, but you actually have to come back with an idea as well and say that you know what, this is how we're making sure that everything is safe and secure.
I think what he means to say is, so what if a customer actually has a bad experience with, you know, what he
So,
bought?
for
What are you
this-
going to do in that case?
So we have a complete rating and review system. So
Okay.
if you want to order from any home chef, you can check her ratings and reviews.
That's what I was
And
looking
you
for.
can also give comments and feedbacks on her profile.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. That's
So
And
if
you-
somebody did me wrong,
Yes.
I'll do them wrong in a review.
And if we see something is not someone is not doing right thing, or she
You call
is
it
selling
fishy, right?
yes,
Something's
she is
fishy.
selling yesterday's food. So we have already blocked 4 or 5 of the
All right.
sellers because of the quality issues. So we are not compromising on this.
That's brilliant. That's
And
brilliant.
I'm sorry that I'm taking a little longer, but to understand and so that people can actually have a deeper understanding as well. But you know, the food I cook at my place might be cheaper,
You cook?
or might be expensive than the people who are cooking at their places. And it's because of the kind of sabzi. I might not have gotten vegetables from the Sunday market, but I'm getting it from a local market. So there's a variation in the rates as well. So how do you make sure that all the rates are unified and whatever we're going to order, probably if we order it from the first person or the 300 person out of your chefs, that it's going to be the same and the price is going to be the same as well.
So we don't have fixed prices.
Okay.
So it depends on the meal, quantity of the meal, type of the meal. So our sellers even sell local desi food, from local desi food to continental dishes.
Yeah.
So it depends on the type of the meal.
Okay. And it's very interesting as well, because usually this is why I get boring. It gets boring for me that, you know, so I hope Wahid bhai is not listening, because he usually
Your cook?
watches my show. Yeah,
Aw.
he's my chef, ladies and gentlemen. But, you know, every day he cooks, you know, so the flavor is the same. You know, even if he's going to cook dal, it's just going to taste like Wahid bhai's dal. Or if
Somebody's
he's going
not
to cook
getting
rice,
food today.
Yeah, or if he's going to cook rice, it's Wahid bhai's rice, you know, so I know the taste. And every now and then I'm craving for, you know, something different. So I'll probably go to my sister's place, go somewhere else to have a very different taste as
You
well.
can
So I
ask me
think
what I make that day. I'll send you.
yeah, or you can probably register with Plate 101 and earn money at home as well.
Question. This was my next question. What if? So I'm enjoying cooking lately because I have to. So
It's good.
yeah, it's fun. So what if someday I make like a lot of food, or like I just feel like registering with you? So can I do it in a day? What's the process, and how can I go about it?
So just download Plate 101 app, go to the sell food option. But we have a complete verification process. You have to go through it, and then you will be able to sell your food.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Not like this.
Okay.
Not
All
that you invite them on your show and then they'll be like,
Now you can do it. Okay, got it. This is great. Now, coming back to you, Ramsha.
Yes.
So with your startup, so I was reading actually a news article that said that in the first 6 months of this year, which basically means the pandemic, right?
Yes.
The businesses, actually, the entrepreneurs who just started were actually contributing 18% more in entrepreneurship than it happened in the last year or the year before that,
Yes.
which is a good sign.
Which is a very
How
good
do you,
sign.
generally speaking, what do you think is this a good time for people to start their businesses over here in Pakistan? Is the environment conducive? And then you can talk about yours specifically. Do you think this was the right time to start?
Okay, so basically agreed that in pandemic, some of the businesses, a chunk of it did boost up
Yes,
on a
boomed.
very rapid scale. Yes, on a very rapid scale.
Okay.
It's a very prime time for people to start their businesses who are specifically looking at digital startups.
Oh,
Yes, specifically at digital startups. Somebody who comes from a hardware startup industry, it's a hellhole, honestly, to be
Really?
very honest.
Okay.
Yes, because in a hardware startup, the team or the whole community has to sit together and work on that hardware in person.
Yes.
So you can't remotely manage a hardware, you can't shuttle the product left and right between different cities or between different locations, so that every individual or every member of the team can work on it. Because in a hardware startup or in any kind of startup, there are very specific set of tasks divided across every team and within a specific team across every member. So it's very easy to do that digitally.
Yeah.
It's very easy to remote that remotely when you're doing it online. But in a hardware startup, that it's very
It's very
difficult.
hard.
It's very hard. So somebody who's looking at a digital startup, the time cannot be better.
Really? That's
Somebody
brilliant.
for a hardware startup, the time cannot be any
Oh.
worse. To
Well,
be
I
very
hope it
honest.
gets better for you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ramsha?
but I think that it's going to vary from an individual to individual and the kind
Definitely.
of business you're going to initiate with as well. But very quickly, I think what people would love to know over here is that, since we're talking about hardware, since we're talking about engineers over here,
Yes.
and everybody needs to get paid monthly as well, and you're still working on your products.
Yes.
It's not that you've made a sale as well. So how are you managing all of those funds and probably to make sure that everybody's going to be on the team
Yes.
and that nobody's going to leave you as well, number one. And number two, the kind of product line you guys are working on, how do you think that they're going to bring about a change in people's life? The kind of hands or the robotic arms you're making, what kind of functions can they actually help you do in your normal life as well?
Yes. So basically, the startup community, it looks very fancy from the outside. So when you tell somebody I own a business, it's like, oh, business means a lot of money. So it's like the money.
It's the first thought that comes to your
It's
mind.
the first thought that comes to anybody's mind. Oh, you're a millionaire. Business is it's very funny because the money part is like the last step of the ladder. The first step is lots and lots and lots of hard work.
And
From a co-founder's perspective, I'm the CEO of the company, but we're honestly 3 co-founders.
Okay.
It couldn't have been possible without my other 2 co-founders.
Yeah.
Do you want to name them? Shout out maybe?
Definitely, yes. So we have, I have with me Muhammad Hassan Asif, and he's our digital design head.
Wow.
And we have Muhammad Hamza
Are they good?
Shafiq. Oh, they are brilliant in their jobs. Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
They are brilliant in their jobs. So without the 2 of them, it wouldn't have been possible. So the 3 of us started, and we're still self-funding it, and it's like to the best of our capacities, we're trying to self-fund it. And obviously, to keep other people on board, we cut down on our side of expenditures. And yes, because without the team, it's not going to be possible.
Exactly.
So the saving the money part, since the whole product, the whole idea is to keep it low cost. And in a community where hardware startups do not come forward, in Pakistan, it's very hard to start a hardware startup because there's no hardware industry to support that. So to build that, we need to do a lot of saving. So every penny that we are spending, we have a complete thought process, detailed designs and discussions over it, whether this penny is worth spending or not.
That's
Every single money counts.
That's wonderful.
That's
Now
really
the
smart.
second part of
Yeah.
my question,
The
where
second part, yes.
how do you
what
think
what
that
it's going to
yeah.
bring to the user, basically. So basically, there in an amputee's life, there's certain set tasks or certain set requirements which we call basic functionalities of daily life.
Okay.
So somebody who is trying to eat their food, they want to hold their plate in a hand and use the other hand to eat. But with one hand, that's not possible. They need a table or any support.
Yes.
If you're doing your toothbrush, you need to hold your brush, and how will you apply the toothpaste on it?
Got it.
It's like every tiny single detail is very important. To button up your shirt, you need two hands. But for an amputee, it's just one hand. So we're currently focusing on that very basic set of gestures, or that basic set of tasks that they require, this complete whole of grasp, which they generally need to handle glass.
And it needs to be
bottle.
gentle as well.
It needs
You
to
know,
be
but
very
this is what I
gentle
was
as
going to
well.
ask, but probably I don't know the right terms to ask this, so I'm just going to use my basic
Yes,
language as well.
please go ahead.
Like you mentioned, so the grip is going to be there for the hand.
Yes.
So do we have finger movements as well with all the because it's a very expensive thing.
Yes.
If we are having all the movements and controls in that hand.
Yeah.
The control, yes, definitely. The control is there. Honestly, not anything like the human hand, nothing like the actual human hand, but it still does make them help do their daily activities.
That's
We
brilliant.
have every independent finger control, so they
Oh,
can move their
wow.
fingers on their own. They have different patterns because there are certain very key gestures that are required. If you need to pick your car keys, you need to use these two fingers.
right.
If you need to handle your credit card or your ATM card, you need just this. This is called the pinch grasp.
Okay.
You need to pinch to fine tune your small little objects.
किसी को चुंडी काटनी
Yes. Yes. If you need to handle heavyweight objects, if you need to lift a bottle, if you need to crush something, if you need to hold a door handle, you need all 5 fingers.
Do you have a prototype? Did you?
We do have a prototype,
Okay.
yes. We're working on it. We're basically back and forth in clinical trials with different patients because
Amazing.
it's a very subject-oriented product.
Of course,
So it's not what we're providing to the subject. It's what the subject wants or the user wants from us. So we design something, we go in the market out there, we conduct clinical trials, we ask the subject, or we do empathy mapping, as we call it in the business community. We connect one-on-one on an empathetic level with the amputee, and we ask them what they want to do, and then we retailer that.
It's great. But
That's
what
amazing.
you know, what fascinates me is that an electrical object, with hardware, ladies and gentlemen, connected to your arm. How do you control it? So do you control it from your brain? I think that's the most tricky part as well.
Yes.
That because God forbid Allah maaf kare, you do not have a hand. I don't know how would I actually be moving my finger because I do not have a hand. So once the robotic arm is or the robotic hand is on my arm, so how do I think about, okay, I have to move the index finger? So how does it work?
Okay.
It's
And
magic.
hold on to that thought,
Yes.
Ramsha, because we're really interested in that answer and we're really
Definitely.
curious of that as well. But I think we need to go out on a short break. Before we do that, let's actually head out to the break with another naat, if you're ready, please.
Let's do so.
ہاں اللہ نے پہنچایا سرکار کے قدموں میں اللہ نے پہنچایا سرکار کے قدموں میں صد شکر میں پھر آیا سرکار کے قدموں میں کچھ لمحے حضوری کے پائے تو یہ لگتا ہے کچھ لمحے حضوری کے پائے تو یہ لگتا ہے ایک عمر گزارایا سرکار کے قدموں میں ایک عمر گزارایا سرکار کے قدموں میں یاد آئی سبھی اپنی ہر ایک خطا مجھ کو یاد آئی سبھی اپنی ہر ایک خطا مجھ کو اعمال پہ شرمایا سرکار کے قدموں میں اعمال پہ شرمایا سرکار کے قدموں میں اللہ نے پہنچایا سرکار کے قدموں میں صد شکر میں پھر آیا سرکار کے قدموں میں.
Subhanallah. Jazakallah. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading out towards a short break. Don't go anywhere because when we come back, Ramsha over here is actually going to let us know how do we control those robotic arms. Let's do this. Good morning.
Welcome back to Well This Morning, ladies and gentlemen, with Shazad Khan and Shaza Hashmi. And today, while, yes, of course, we're talking about one of the most commonly spoken about topics at our show, women empowerment through entrepreneurship, but I think these two specific cases are really interesting, and probably for the first time we're coming across them. So Ramsha over here happens to be an entrepreneur who just started her startup, and she's actually developing bionic arms, do we call
Yes, prostheses.
Yes, for people who need them, for people who are amputees.
Yes.
So before we went out on a short break, Shazad threw a question at Ramsha.
Yes, so my question was that, I've always been fascinated with technology, and it is, ladies and gentlemen, the use of technology. But what I couldn't really comprehend was that, okay, if somebody's got a robotic arm, how do they control it? So do they every time have to send in a command, or is it the brain sending the command? And God forbid, if you do not have a hand and that you're using a robotic hand, does the really brain function the same way when you used to have a hand? I think I have these questions. Yeah,
they're very fine, they're very valid questions, basically. So what we're doing is that, yes, it does get controlled by the brain, but not exactly directly through the brain, because there are multiple ways to channel the brain signal. So you either have to put some sort of a sensor inside the brain, or, sounds very gruesome, for somebody who's already had a traumatic incident with amputation, we don't want to put anything inside, even as fine as a needle inside the subject's body. So what we're doing is we're using these tiny, very fine-tuned sensors, which are placed on the user's arm. So they pick up signals, brain signals, through the body's muscles.
All right.
Yes. So you can imagine your whole body as your brain as a unit and your parts of your body as external outputs. So whenever you remove that output, the signal is inside your brain. So it's still intact, it's still active, but there is no hardware or no output to display that signal.
Alright.
What our hand is just an alternative of that display mechanism.
Exactly.
Basically.
So in
Yes.
near future, what we're looking at is probably a lot of Tony Starks, right? People just
Very, very far-fetched, but let's hope
yeah,
for it.
I think that it's going
Only
to
the
happen.
ones who can afford, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
the upper tier, of
Yes,
course.
yes.
But here's the thing. Now, moving on to Plate 101 again, Sabah. You are Islamabad based right now.
Yes.
Are you going to expand in the near future?
Yes, of course. We already have 300 home chefs from Islamabad,
Yes.
and more than 600 requests are pending specifically from Rawalpindi and Lahore.
601.
Yes, count you in. Count you in. Okay, so there are chances that you're going to Lahore as well, and then maybe other cities too.
Yes.
Okay, that's brilliant. Now, what do you have a question?
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, this thought just came across my mind, and I was actually referring it to Shiza as well. But it wasn't for Shiza, but obviously she didn't like the idea. She rejected it as soon as I said it. But imagine for all of those women who are working in the first place, and that they after work they have to go back home, and their families want them to cook home, to cook food at home. So imagine that you order it from Plate 101 because it's all home cooked,
Right.
and you just put it into the fridge, and then you're like, hey, you know what? I cooked like 3 meals today,
I'll do that
and
when I have
get
a
whatever
job.
you want for yourself as well, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a brilliant idea. You've done a wonderful job as well. But very quickly, how can people get in touch with you? Is it just the application? Do we have to download the application? Please let us know about everything.
So, as I mentioned earlier, if you want to register as a home chef, process the same, download our app and go to the sell food section, and then our supply lead will call her
Okay.
to tell her
already I
the
heard.
complete process, and then
Yes,
because women, especially housewives, they feel comfortable in talking with the
Good.
girl or a woman.
Alright.
Got it.
So that's why we have.
Even I'm
but-
comfortable in talking to a
but-
lady. It's all right.
But we also
have a
have two admins. They work in different shifts to
Okay.
guide them. And for the consumer side, you have to do the same. Download our app and go to the order food section, and you can see what has been cooked in your nearby places.
Okay.
Oh,
So it will also save you delivery cost.
Yeah.
And if you order from your nearby home, and then the best thing is, as I told earlier, you can see ratings and reviews of all home chefs. Plus, you can follow your favorite home chef.
Yeah.
So if she posts any new dish, you will get a notification.
And can we even go to their place and have dinner with them, or
Aw.
probably lunch with them? Hey, you know what? I'm coming over, man. Come on, cook some
try
food.
not
I'm
to
going to
do
pay the bill no matter
Yeah.
what, but I'm going to have it at your
We
place.
didn't started our dine-in option yet, but you can self pick up your food as well.
Okay.
By
That's
myself.
Yes.
Wow, that's
So
wonderful.
one last thing though, when I actually totally forgot my question. Yes. So is it something like we can book in advance? For example, if I wanted to bulk order,
Yes.
like the different system
Yeah.
over here in the office, can we do that?
So we just started as due to our customer demands.
Yes.
We do have a weekly and monthly package as well,
Oh,
and you can
nice.
also pre-orders for if your guests are coming over, or they range from baking to
Yeah,
desserts
so whatever you
and
want.
yeah.
Sweets,
Oh, we can do
desserts,
Brilliant.
biryani and
Yes,
pie
exactly.
and chane and halwa
Oh,
and
okay.
puri
And that
and
makes us
so
all
want to-
pretty
so want to
hungry.
choose two things, I so want to have it as well. So Vikas bhai, whenever next time you want to have biryani, whatever you feel like eating, you can probably order it from Plate 101. And God forbid, for all of those people, ladies and gentlemen, who want to bring about a change in their life, God forbid they are amputees and they do not have, limbs or hands. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a wonderful lady over here by the name of Miss Ramsha. She's working on prosthesis as well. You can get in touch and imagine that you can get a robotic arm for just 200,000 or 250,000 only, where people over here are actually just charging for that dummy arm, probably somewhat around 350,000 rupees as well. Both of you have made us proud today, and we
Yes.
want
Thank
you
you
to
so much.
continue with whatever you guys are doing, excel in it, and make sure that you help a lot of people on your way too as well. Wonderful to have you on our program, and
Thank
we
you.
wish you best of luck.
Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
And one thing though, I think this is especially for anyone who wants to donate. I think Ramsha's startup is the best placed actually to do that, because you are going to make a massive impact in someone else's life who actually needs it, right?
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, do write to us on our Facebook page, which is with the name of,
Well This Morning.
on Twitter,
Well This Morning without the G.
on Daily Motion and YouTube,
PTV World, and then World This Morning.
and the
of course.
fabulous repeats going to be at
5 past midnight. night tonight.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, the only message is for my producer, Jamshed Saab. Run. Good morning.